Welcome back, guys. I'm gonna go see if we can take a peek at a bit of New Jersey history. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Frank. I am the Misplaced Motovlogger. We're on our way to Roebling, New Jersey. It's really not that far away, but if you guys are new here, if you would, if you don't mind giving us a like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. So Roebling, New Jersey is named after John Roebling, who started Roebling steel back in the let's call it 1800s. Anyway, he developed a wire rope which he used in suspension bridges. And he'd done a few rail bridges. He did another bridge out in Pittsburgh, but most famously he designed the Brooklyn Bridge, which construction of the Brooklyn Bridge ultimately led to his death prior to the completion of the bridge. Well, the original Roebling steel mills, they were all in Trenton, New Jersey. And one of John Roebling's sons, I believe it might have been Charles, he took over the company and they needed to expand. In the early 1900s, they needed to expand their business. They needed more manufacturing capacity. So down here in part of this area is still called Kincora, New Jersey. They built their new steel mill and manufacturing facility, as well as building company housing. They built a lot of houses that the workers rented from the company. And they continued manufacturing this steel wire rope. The factory here in Roebling manufactured the cables for the Golden Gate Bridge, as well as the George Washington Bridge in New York. Sometime, I believe it was in the 50s from what I read, did a little research on this before I headed over there. But in the 50s, Roebling sold out to another company, and by the early 1970s, they had gone out of business. From what I read, there's one or two buildings left over here, but for the most part, all the buildings were torn down because with all the chemicals and everything, I guess, that they used during the manufacturing process, it was deemed a Superfund site by the EPA. So they had to do a lot of cleanup from hazardous materials leaching into the water supply. And it's right along the Delaware River. A couple nice little parks over here. My wife and I will come by here and go for a walk. Now these houses right here, some of them at least, were the housing for the workers. I looked at a couple of historical photos, and this right here was where all the housing was, this little area. Man, all these leaves on the ground, you'd think it was fall or something. It's only September 2nd. There is some of the equipment there. From what I remember reading, I believe there's a museum here. I do not know if you can even go in it. But it's also a station for the light rail. Doesn't look like it's going to be open. Not really surprised. If you look way in the back there, there is one building that's back there. Other than that, there's not much here. Now, if I was able to get into the museum, I'd be able to maybe know what all this stuff is. So, that is one big ass wheel. So I'm going to take a little ride down this street here. Unreal with all the leaves on the ground. It's like it's an October day here or something. Here is the museum, but there are signs that the entrance is down the other way. Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 4. Well, today's Wednesday, and it's 1:45. But I'm sure it's a COVID thing that just has this place closed. Let's see, we might be able to get a look at one of the other buildings, unless it's just all trees, which I have a feeling it might just be. Well, that there is the Delaware River. And that is a dog park there. And there's a huge walking trail all down through there. But yeah, there's one of the buildings. I think from the main drive, it's like one of the only buildings that's left. And those concrete columns, not really sure once the museum opens up in sometime. Now it's really kind of piqued my interest. I want to find out what all this stuff is about. But that right there is Pennsylvania, Tullytown. Looks like a small hill there, but it's really a landfill that is closed. That over there too is a landfill. Funniest part about that landfill over there is on Interstate 295 going towards Trenton, there's a little rest area, and they have a walking bridge that'll take you over the top of 295. And on the southbound side, you can pull over as well for a scenic overlook. And what people don't realize, that what they're looking at is this island that has a couple of manufacturing plants and the landfill right there. That's the Roebling Inn, built by workers. This, I believe, these are some of the homes too for the workers. There's row homes like you'd find in the city. We'll call that our video. So, if you guys liked it, give me a like, subscribe, you know, the usual YouTube stuff, yada yada yada. Any questions? If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll see what I can find out. All right, take care, guys.